All right. Says we're live. So hello. Apologies for being a few minutes late. I got distracted because HK has created a new 30-minute timer, HK Darkwood, and it's adorable. And it has one of the snail graphics that I had thought about using, but just hadn't gotten around to. So I'm super happy. And she did a much better job than I would have done. So super happy about that. And then I also went to check and see if Laura had some new-ish timers that we could use. And so we have two new quote 30-minute timers from those two. One is silent, which is the snail, and then Laura has a 30-minute rain sound and visual. So we're gonna have those two in play today because I'm excited to use them. Just FYI. So, and since today is the longer stream, that means we don't have to feel too crunched to get to at least 30 minutes in. So I'm very happy about that. But also Rosalind was early. And I did pin the AuthorTube spreadsheet to the top of the chat. Yay, that's done. Rosalind said hello, and Rosalind was early. So I said hello, early bird, and then I you can't see. Wait, I know how to do this. Okay. Yes, there it is. Okay, so the I didn't realize, I was just looking for the worm. I didn't realize we had gummy worms as well. So there are gummy worms for those of you who were early. But more specifically for Rosalind. But Rosalind is super behind and need to get stuff done today. Yes, because today is the last weekend of February. Today is, we just have 2.5 days left, really. So yeah, we need to get some stuff done. I know, Megan, right? The little worms, they're so cute. They're so cute. I did not realize that YouTube had gummy emojis, and now I do, and it will make me happy from now on. Megan says, hello all. I've been crocheting all morning, so you're ready to work on your Substack newsletter. Excellent. Good. Stacy says, hello. Hello. Screenwriter's Journey says, hello. You'll be working on a script that you have to email to a group of actors later today. Ooh, deadline. Yes. They will be performing a table read of it on Saturday. Excellent. Cool Gamer says, hi. Hello. So Megan's worm of choice is the orange and green combo. I think my favorite to eat is probably the red-blue combo, but visually, I do think I like the orange-green one. So, preferences. Daisy is here. Hello. Hello. CB says, hello. I'm not finished with my pre-writing yet, and I did some knitting this morning. Excellent. Good for the knitting. And hopefully we will help you with your pre-writing. Daisy says, I have a new laptop. Yay! And everything looks different. No! Yes, this definitely. I made all of the thumbnails on my big monitor, but there is a color difference. There's a slight color difference between the laptop monitor and the color tone of the big monitor. So when I then looked at it when I was scheduling when I was scheduling and putting the streams into the spreadsheet, I was like, that's not the color I picked, is it? Because it was on the laptop screen instead of the big screen. I was like, oh, I mean, it still looks cute, but yeah. So I feel you on the everything looks different. Yes. And also I have delayed updating from Windows 10 to 11 because I'm like, I don't want to learn a whole new where things are. I'm being lazy. I should just go ahead and do it. But, you know, if any of you have any opinions on Windows 11, let me know. Because I'm kind of like, is it worth going to? I don't know. But if I don't take advantage of it, soon they'll stop offering it for free and I'll have to pay for the upgrade. Whatever. I did not do yesterday's poll, so I need to actually do that. Okay. Okay, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords, Queen of Cups. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Yesterday was the Hawk. Today is the Dolphin. Okay. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, Windows in general is not the best operating system in the world. Let's just, I mean, I don't really think any of them are the best in the world. It's just what we kind of have to make do with. Okay, so we have the 10 of Swords, which is not really a fun card. Let's just, yeah. That's sort of understating it, right? Trying to find the right spot for. Okay, so the 10 of Swords, painful endings, stabbed in the back, loss, being left to bleed out, crisis, deep wounds, collapsing, exhaustion, betrayal, or failure. Not a happy card. Not a happy card. Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not a happy card. Then we have the Queen of Cups, which is also a gorgeous card. Let me go back in. She's sort of like your emotional healer in a lot of ways. Your it's definitely a card of like confidence in your emotions. Being fair, honest, good, intelligent, warm, nurturing, healing, protective, sort of counseling or therapy, perhaps. This is a card that's supposed to balance marriage, family, and career in some way, but mostly the emotional realm of things. Sort of that being that wellspring of love and devotion, and but there is a sense of balance of like she can do it all. So you have this card of hurt, and then you have this card of like being confident that you can heal and that you can have the balance. So maybe you have someone who is sort of trying to undermine your confidence in what you have wanted to do for a long time, or your characters, and sort of like definitely hitting you where you have struggled to build strength, like purposefully hitting you where they know it hits. And then knowing that you can and will heal from this, and you can have it all because you have that authority and grace, because we all need a bit of grace. But also, I love the turtles. So, and then we have another marine animal in this instance, which is the dolphin. This and that are true, sort of that balance again. The dolphin, like her earthly manifestation, is a reminder of duality. As the dolphin is both mammal and sea creature, so too is the dolphin both this and that. Two truths coexist, the story you tell and another as well. The duality of life is present when we are suffering, for there is a blessing in there too, in the helpers that arise. Within the clouds are silver linings, which when we later reflect on what happened, we can see that a situation was both this and that, and a choice led to both joy and sorrow. No relationship is either all good or all bad, and people have qualities of both light and shadow. Focus on the positive, for light exists alongside the darkness. The dolphin calls for you to come up from below and enjoy a weightless moment in the sun as you dive in and out of this and that, accepting that and even enjoying the duality of life. Why not join the dolphin in acknowledging and affirming the blessings present in this moment? Interesting. Okay. You are in a place right now where your past self is still present as you move towards the new self you are becoming. Aspects of both selves are present, so even if you want to say goodbye to what was, you are required to find solace in this between time. Today is not a day to choose one over the other, but rather to accept things as they are and without judgment or resistance. Even in matters of the heart, duality is present. Your next action will be obvious when you drop your bias and see things as a whole. Interesting. Okay, so I'm definitely feeling like either for us or for our characters, there is a pull between sort of like past what was. We could get stuck in that mentality, or we can choose to move forward and heal and celebrate both who we were and who we are becoming. Again, could be for your characters, could be for yourself. But definitely there's a sense of sort of like healing and becoming something greater and better. But also the fact that there have been people who choose to stab where it hurts. And acknowledging that that's going to be part of life, or part of your story. So how you overcome, how you heal from that, I think is a great deal of acceptance and also healing. So I think that's a pretty overall positive message. Like, acknowledge the hurt. Yes. Acknowledge that it's like painful as all get out. But the work we do with healing and the work we do with accepting what was and who we are becoming, that we don't have to remain in this hurt state, I think is good. So it may not happen overnight. It may not happen in the next quarter. It may not happen, this week, whenever we think that it should happen, because healing is never like a linear thing. I've seen that phrase. And that is very true. Healing is not chronological. Healing is a process that is going to take some circles. And it never to be done. So, but it's always a journey. We have gummy worms here, but you can't eat the orange ones. Oh, is it because they use actual orange flavoring? Interesting. Yeah, most of the ones here are so artificial that we don't have to worry about that. Sad, but also true. The card, the Ten of Swords, is what your protagonist goes through in the script that you are writing. Yes. Yes, yes. It happens. Such a pretty card. They are very pretty cards. Yes. I love both of these decks so much. I love all of the decks I have so much. Because I think I have donated and given away the decks that I did not use or did not care for. So Becca says, hello, hello, welcome. CB says, I love dolphins. They're so good. They're fun. Jen says, hi, hello. Jen, are you streaming this evening? Is that, I think that was on the spreadsheet. Was it for today? Yeah. But I don't know if you're actually streaming today or not. I didn't see one. If you are, let me know and we'll put it on there. Artificial orange flavoring can trigger a migraine as well. Ooh, ouchies. That's no fun. Okay. You haven't scheduled anything. Okay. I was just wondering if I was missing it, but it is happening. Okay. brain. Do we need a 25-minute warm-up, or do we want to go straight to the 30s? Which are you feeling like you can do? 25 or 30? And then I'm going to ask you which one, maybe. I might just pick one. I think I'll pick the snail because the snail is cute. Anyway, so I don't know. My brain is like not. I think I'm definitely going to be working in my planners this first sprint at least, because I have to set up next week. Oh, I still have to set up my bullet journal for next week too. Okay, that might mean 1.5 to 2 sprints. Okay, we'll figure it out. In that case, let's just, in order to get my brain into things, let me scroll the snail down to 25, and then we will work from there. Okay. Present, share screen. Okay, so this one is from HK Darkwood. So make sure that, I should probably copy, paste. This is the snail timer, so that you can give it a like and comment or use it on your own time. Just remember to open it up in a new tab. So yes, anyway, so the snail crawls along at a snail's pace and doesn't really go anywhere, because that's what snails sometimes do. But yeah, so we will use this one for the first sprint. So again, this is HK's, and the link to this is now in the chat. Okay. 1, save your document if you've already been working today. If not, go ahead and pull up whichever document or documents that you feel like you're going to get to today. 2, make sure that you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oopsies. There we go. Okay. That was a very cute and adorable timer, I must say. I do like it. Okay, I have set up the I've done my sort of like general March goals page. Here's my dashboard for March. I think it's adorable. And then I have set up using stickers and just like a relatively abbreviated list of like house things that I want to get done, and then like some of the quick writing things that I want to like make sure get done. Like just check them off near the front of the week, and then just like have my basic to-do lists there. I can't remember if I showed y'all. I think I showed y'all the March layout. I think. I don't know. Anyway, I'm still sort of like contemplating what else to add onto the to-do list. But I went with the cherry blossom. I still have trouble with this. So I went with the cherry blossom and wave, and sort of like a gold shadow line, and a mint and light blue sort of like main colors are mint and light blue, but just like a touch of pink. And then I've decided to go with sort of like just a header box kind of thing. And then I'm planning to just sort of like try and narrow down my priorities, like not just like do a whole like long dump list of like things that I need to get done this week. I'm not doing. I want to narrow my priorities, and so I'm not going to set up a week formally. I'm going to sort of see how that goes. If I need more space or less space as things get checked off. That's kind of how I'm going to do it. But I have penciled in sort of like if I was going to split up this double page like I normally would, I have penciled in the lines. Just like straight across of like how much space. And I may wind up going vertically instead. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so quick, easy, like not a whole lot of fuss and muss. But I will be keeping the so these are my my tools for this month. So I've got the main colors, which are the pink and, or it's not pink, blue and mint, and then the sort of like very light pink. And then I have the sort of the mini, the Sakura fine point in 005. And then I have a gold, just like G2. Is it G2 or G7? G7, whatever. Gel gold pen. So those are my tools. So I have them sort of like stuck a little bit higher up than what I normally would have them. But yeah, anyway, so that's my weekly planning is set up now. So I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to sort of fuss. That is done. Now I can move on to the writing, which I thought I was going to have to spend more time on those, but I don't. So that's fantastic. Now I can get to the writing part. Rachel says, I need to get into planning so bad. So I go back and forth between like which one I find the most useful, because there are times when I just like I don't have a whole lot of time. So but I want larger overviews. So in that case, things like monthly planners work well for me. But then other times I'm like, I have not looked at this monthly planner at all. I've just been like overwhelmed with what I have to do today or this week, in which case like the bullet journal works better for that. So I go back and forth between which one I prefer, which is why I keep two. And also it's another excuse to use like pretty stickies and washi tape and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So narrowing sounds good. I need to do that too. Yeah. And because I get so like I list out all the things that I feel like I need to get done and that like need to get done soon. And then I just get so overwhelmed with like the amount of crud that I am like trying to put on myself. So I am narrowing the focus to the top priorities. And I don't know how well it's going to go because I often get very distracted from what I consider my top priorities. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to try it this week and just see how it goes. We might have to try it a second week. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I think I forgot to say hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Rachel says, hello, you didn't plan on hopping into sprints, but you have a chapter to edit for someone and planning to accomplish. Yes. JL, hello, welcome. How are you? I'm doing okay. Hopefully you are as well. Your dad was over, so you're back now. Okay, gotcha. Rachel says hi to JL. CB says 325 words. Yay! Becca says, working on some screenwriting projects today. Ooh, yay. You got some writing and a little bit of outlining done. Fantastic. Jen says, I'm writing my final paper for English class. Easier than you thought. Okay, so this was always my experience with college and literature or English classes. It was so much easier to write papers for those than it was for any of my other subjects. And I also got to just laugh in the faces of the business majors because they were like, oh, I never want to read as much as you. And they wound up reading as many articles as I read books, type of thing. And then on top of that, the difference between our final papers was ridiculous. I think my longest final paper that I had to write in undergrad was 12 pages. Whereas the business majors had to write 50 pages for their final papers. And I was just like, yeah, who's reading and writing more now? I mean, it's just kind of like, they're like, oh, I never want to read and write that much. Why do you want to read and write all that? And then they wind up having to write extensive papers, and usually persuasive papers, because they're trying to convince somebody to buy into their whatever, and so they're like, I hate writing. And I'm like, well, should you have gone into business then? So it was just this weird, I always found it really funny that people who claimed to not want to write anything wound up having to write exponentially more than the English and literature majors. I thought it was hilarious. But maybe that's just being petty. I don't know. Am I petty? Is that petty? Is that probably a little bit? Rachel says, I need to get into planning so bad. Yes, this was what you were mentioning earlier. Megan says, I was working on my Substack post. I have no idea what I'm going to say, but it goes live on National Read Across America Day. So I'm going to write something about that. Gotcha. And it's World Book Day on Thursday. Also did not know that. Coffee Crate Connect JL says, hello, Rachel. How are you? Megan says, Read Across America Day is also on Thursday. It's also Dr. Seuss's birthday, hence all the book days. Probably. Bon Jovi's birthday on Thursday as well. What day is it? So that's the 2nd. Yes. We have somebody coming out that day to give us an estimate on how much it would be to renovate the restrooms, bathrooms, shower stalls and stuff in our house. So I guess it's they're just coming out to give us an estimate and do measurements and stuff. They're not going to do the renovation that day. So, CB says he's 61 this year, and I'm wondering, where the heck did that year go? Yeah. This is regarding the persuasive argument essay you wrote. I mean, it's always easier to persuade someone when you believe it and you can like choose and pick the arguments and the counter arguments that like are good but not quite as good as yours. So Jen says there's a reason I'm not a business major, right? I would not want to write something for that. Yeah, no, it's just like it just always struck me as funny. You don't think it's petty? Okay. Okay. I'm not petty then. Good. Jenna says, hi all. Hello. Welcome. Rachel says, I had someone I knew go with me from being an English to a history anthropology major. They did it because they thought it'd be less writing, so they were disappointed. Yeah, no. that history anthropology is definitely a lot more research, a lot more reading, a lot more writing, a lot more sort of like debating the veracity of like first and second sources, first degree and second degree sources, and like all the things. All the things. Rachel says hi to Jenna. Jenna says, oh boy, they were so wrong. Yes. In history and anthropology, we do a lot more research too. Yeah. Yep. 100% more. Most of the students you work with on post-high school levels are history and business majors. Yeah, right. It's just like, it just always struck me as funny. Like once we found out how long the final papers had to be and that deadline was approaching, they're like, oh my God, I've got to write 50 pages. And I'm like, 50? 50? 50? You have to write that much? And they were like, how much do you have to write? Surely you have to write 100-page paper. And I'm like, no. English teachers don't want to read that. Literature teachers don't want to read that at all. Because we know. So Sylvia says, you're seriously thinking of studying creative writing through the Open University. It's distance learning. Creative writing is really fun. And you do learn some tricks and tips for how to critique your own and how to critique others, and pointing out both the positives and the things that need a little attention, or things that might have sort of like slipped by unnoticed to the author, but not to the reader. Things like that. You learn some things, but you also come depending on the age group at which you depending on the age group of those you are writing with and workshopping with. You get a certain vibe. I took a couple of creative writing classes, and I like more than half of the people that were in the class wanted to be poets, and they wanted their poetry to be deep. But don't get me wrong, most like 19 to 20-year-olds aren't that deep themselves. They haven't experienced a whole lot of life. And so their view of like what's deep was very shallow. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just, and it just, they wanted that heartrending emotion, that they wanted something to grasp onto that would make them go, oh, this is deep. And I was writing stuff because I was like, look, I want to write a variety of genres, and I mostly want to write fiction, children's stories, novels, mysteries, romances, whatever. I write to escape. And so I was writing my own little, stuff for most of the semester, and they were like, this is kind of fun, but I feel like it needs more depth. I feel like you could really put something else in there to emotionally charge things. And I'm like, okay. So I set out one week to make the most depressing story I possibly could. They loved it. They were just like, oh, this is what we've been waiting for. This is amazing. I'm like, okay, here you go then. You have to know your audience is the thing. But I just like, I set out to write the most depressing thing I possibly could. And I did. And it was truly depressing on multiple levels. And they were quite happy with it. So meh. It just, so you have to get to know your group, your workshop group. And sometimes you can play with them. It just depends on how it goes. It sometimes is just whoever is in your groups. But I found that particular workshop was full of angsty teenagers who wanted to be old souls who were not yet old souls. I mean, they wrote some fun stuff. Somebody was trying to write a horror novel. That was fun. But in general, they were very much, very, very much wanting to be. They wanted to put on that persona of like the old soul. I'm they wanted to be the afflicted poet, I guess I should say. I don't know how to describe it. They wanted to be more, I don't know, tortured and terrorized souls than they were, I guess. Yeah. And I loved them, but at the same time, I was like, come on, y'all, not everything has to be that deep. But after weeks of them going like, I want more depth from you, I'm like, okay, fine, here you go. Here's some depressing depth. Have at it. Distance learning is amazing. I had your doubts, but they do a great job of it. I think it has been refined. I don't think it is perfect yet, but yes, distance learning can be a definite benefit. Business is the way to go if you want to work in something like your old job and progress up the ladder. Never your thing, though. Gotcha. When you were in 5th year, some of the kids in your year who were doing higher English had to write 1,800 words for their end of year paper. You were in the less capable class and had to write 1,200. Gotcha. I mean, it depends on how well written it is, because you can fluff the heck out of something and get an extra 600 words. So that's why it's just kind of like, Anyway, you love having writing workshops because they keep you focused. Yes, they can. You're so here for depressing books. Loving this so much, and hugs. Your Friday writing group, we're doing workshops on villanelles. I love villanelles. They're so fun. You went to the library. Sonnets were bad enough. I mean, I find villanelles a refreshing break from sonnets. So, Jen also likes depressing books. It's a compliment to the author if they get it. Yes. I think if you want to write certain genres, you do have to be a little pretentious. Yes. Amen to that. As I think back to my writing in college a lifetime ago. Oh no. Your protagonist is always suffering and super deep, looking into the distance, sighing, although he's got so much going for him. I make his friends make fun of him. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you recognize it and you can have fun with it. These people, unfortunately, did not recognize it. They were fully in the depths of it. Distance learning has jumped ahead 10 years in tech and 3 years, according to what you heard in an educational conference last week. I would not be surprised if it has. You think COVID helped fix a lot of things with this? Yeah, because it forced people to use it. Yeah. You were in the less capable class. You had an evilist ableist B for a guidance teacher. Well, I mean, guidance counselors are supposed to be there for one thing, really, but they get used for 5 to 10 things that are really kind of outside their prerogative, unfortunately, because education is always understaffed. Jen says, I feel like I get to connect with other students on a small level, which works for you. Yes. Megan says, I write literary fiction. I'm inherently pretentious, but hopefully it's a good read as well. Yeah. And that was essentially what I hope they were looking for. And they wanted literary fiction. And I was definitely, I'm like, I'm going to write fun stuff. And it was not their cup of tea. So, okay. I've been chatting for forever. Let's do Laura's timer this time. It does have the rain sounds. So ambient noise, not sure how you do that. I should look that up. I always say that though. Okay, so this one is going to be, again, 30 minutes. Or, well, I guess we made the first one short, but whichever. Okay. Second sprint, self-promo sprint. If you have something that you want to promote, please do so. Know that my 3-card tarot journals now have the A+ content, so you can take a look at what is inside their pages now, which you were unable to do before this. So the link to my Amazon page is in the description, along with links to the timers and things like that. So yeah. Okay, here's your regular reminders. 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you have a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the end of Sprint 2. I did adjust the volume during the sprint because I realized I only had it about halfway up. So I did nudge it twice up. So hopefully you were able to enjoy the rain. If not, apologies. Let's see. I got 523 words. That's not bad. Of course, some of this is like in this section that I'm going over. Some of this is just like editing a couple of things. So it's not all new words, but the section at least I've gotten 523. That's what it was. So editing, drafting, combined, 523. Not bad. JL said, you guys, super distracted, missed the chat. Gonna have to close up shop for the day. Thank you for the sprints and hosting. You're welcome. Rachel needs more coffee. Jenna agrees and also needs lunch. So, yes. Okay, don't forget that was the second sprint, so don't forget your self-promo. Let me scroll up. I don't think there was very much promo. So Megan says, check out this week's post, The Yarn That Binds, patterns included. And so here is Megan's link to the post about knitting and learning French. CB says, there's one story on my archive of our own, and it's called The Blip, and it was a piece of writing group homework. It's under the username PepperoniFan1982. You also use the same name on the Nano site if you wish to be Nano buddies. I've not logged into Nano since the end of November, so tells you. Megan says, check out all of my links here at Megan McCarthy, Megan_McCarthy for Linktree. Jenna the Soul Writer says, workshops, rebrands, writing coach, and editing tasks, books, trailers, sprints, vlogs. What don't I do? Check out the website and the socials linked to it. So here's jennathesoulwriter.com. And Rachel says the coffee was good and the hubs made you some impossible burgers. Yours wound up being a wrap, but still, yum. I've tried a couple of the meat substitute burgers. I'm not a fan of the texture most of the time. There's been one that the taste was pretty much right, but the texture was just so alien that I could not get over it. So I have found, however, Aldi sells a black bean chipotle veggie burger that's got like a black bean base, and then it's got like corn and peppers and stuff in it. I like that. So if you give me a choice between an Impossible burger and a veggie burger, I might go for the veggie burger instead of the like. Anyway, if you find the black bean chipotle burgers at Aldi and you have not tried them and you wonder if they're good, they are, and you should absolutely try them. Is basically what I was trying to say. Becca says, I took a research tangent, but it's getting you excited for this new project. Yay! Excellent. Rachel also got through 3 pages of revision for this chapter. Excellent. Yes. Sorry. I'm not yawning at you. Apparently, I also need coffee. I did have some this morning, but it was apparently too early and has worn off. Jenna has been fighting a tech issue on the book trailer, but you are winning. Yay! These Impossible burgers were actually pretty good, just a bit crumbly, which was fine since you made a lettuce wrap, right? Yes. Rachel says, I've had the Aldi's, yes, and you love it. It's so good. I have had both sort of like, they have the black bean chipotle, and then they have like the regular veggie burger, and then they also have like a Asian style one. And of those, I prefer the black bean 100% of the time. It's just so good. Okay. I'm going to stop because I put it on the list for the next time we go to Aldi, but I don't have any at the moment, which is probably also why I've been thinking about it, because I don't have any. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We need another sprint, but which one do we want? Do we want 30-minute teapot, or do we want 30-minute babbling brook? Either way, it's a 30-minute. Excuse me. 30-minute purple teapot or 30-minute babbling brook? Becca says teapot. Rachel says babbling brook. We need some other votes. Megan says babbling brook. Do we have a third? Jen says, I wish I had an Aldi here. I wish you did too. Aldi is great. Aldi is fantastic. All right, we will do. Okay, we have 2 votes for teapot, 2 votes for babbling brook. We will. I will queue up the babbling brook, since that's what I have queued up. Brain, hello, what was that? I think that was what. Anyway, so we will continue with the water sounds, and then we will do the teapot after. Your Aldi sucks here. It's terrible. Oh no, the Aldi. Every Aldi I've been over to over here has been either nice or relatively nice. So you're thinking you might make it another of your super secret projects like you did with your Geraldine Alley's book, but you'll probably get too excited and reveal. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's really hard. It's really hard not to talk about the stuff that you're excited about. Yes, agree with this 100%. You like Wegmans too, but you don't have that either. I don't think I've ever been in one of those. And I found a couple things from Trader Joe's that I like, but generally, like, I don't find them worth the like hassle to drive to them, generally. So yeah, I mean, meh. If you have a favorite grocery store, little shop that is a chain that might be somewhere where other people are, let us know in the chat. But otherwise, we're gonna sprinty sprint. So 1, save your document and all of the progress that you are making. 2, make sure that you take a sip of whatever it is that you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go, 30 minutes. I do have the volume up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was sprint number 3. I think we did the turtle, we did the rain, we did the snail, we did the rain, then we did the babbling brook. So yeah, that was 3. But also my screen blinked like twice that time for like connectivity, internet stuff wise. So y'all might want to save, just in casesies. Yeah. I don't even know how much. What am I up to now? I think I'm up to like 670-ish, somewhere in there. More just kind of like reading through and refining some things rather than like drafting a whole lot. So I don't think I added that much this time, but it is getting better, and I like that. I like that a lot, that it is actually getting better, and I can tell that it's getting better, and it's not super frustrating, which is also nice. Okay. Okay, so there were a couple of, Rachel says, Trader Joe's and Aldi's are favorites, and you do have an Aldi nearby, so I can't complain. But Megan is not happy with the Aldi that is near you. And Rosalind says, where? Like the store number. I have a friend. Ooh, you have a friend like that is in Aldi corporate, or this like a secret inspector type, like customer service inspector? I don't know like what the job title would be. Secret agent man. I don't know. You used to shop at Acme Clicks, and now you shop at Mark's. Don't know how widespread those two are. I think I've heard of Acme, but I don't know about Mark's. So, not the last time, but time before, when your mother was home, we went to Costa Coffee for lunch, and you accidentally got a roll with vegan bacon. Ooh, I bet that texture was probably a little off. Because there's just, I don't know, bacon is its own thing. So, I don't know. Jenna says it takes 5 seconds to convince yourself I can do it later. And then it takes 5 minutes to convince yourself you can once you say yes. Yes, agreed. Agreed. It's been one of those days. Gotcha. You're going to go head out for a walk. Take care. Yes. Enjoy the walk. Clear your brain. All that fun stuff. Yes. Okay. It is 4:20. Hello, Emma. Welcome. Just in time for us to swap to the purple teapot. Okay. Let me make sure I'm sharing the screen. Make it big. There we go. Don't forget to boop the like button. That would be much appreciated. Yes. Okay. So I think I'm ready to dive back in and do some more edits and revisions with this. So 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I made it up to 790, so I'm close to 800 for this revision. Again, like not adding a whole lot here and there, but definitely cleaning up some things. I'm enjoying the scene, which is nice because it's always better to enjoy what you have written. Get occasional smirky smirk on your face type thing because you're like, I love it. But yeah, so I am enjoying. I will probably just like off camera because it's almost 5 o'clock now. But so after dinner, I will probably write a little bit more until I get 1,000 revision words added type of thing. So I'll probably go for another sprint or maybe two, depending on how long it takes me. But that's just like after dinner with some of the evening streamers. But yeah, so some nice progress, even though it's like not a whole lot of words added. Definite, I feel like it's definite progress. It's like, yay, because some days I feel like I'm slogging through mud and not making any progress whatsoever. But I feel like I made progress, so that's good. And I don't know why, but I'm talking with my hands a lot today, so apologies if that bothers you. What else? I went back in and I decided to sort of set myself up some guidance for what I want to do tomorrow in my bullet journal. So I got that as my sort of like top priorities listed out. And then I wrote a little section for myself for the end of the day for like what my top win of the day and what my challenge of the day was. So maybe that'll give me some guidance for Bujo. We'll see how we'll see how it goes this week. So Daisy headed out early. Niraj popped in. Hello, welcome. Becca got more outlining done. Yay. But making good progress. Yes, love that. The progress helps so much. CB got 206 words. Excellent. Rachel only has 2 pages left in this revision, and you took a break to meal plan. Excellent. I did some meal prep. I sort of made, I don't know if we would call them egg bites, but essentially like a egg casserole, but in the muffin tins. So you have like muffin-sized egg bites with like bacon bits and mushrooms and some other things, some cheese, lactose-free cheese in this instance, but yeah. So now I have breakfast for several mornings. So yeah. I also added a little bit of like rice wine vinegar and soy sauce in, just because I kind of, after having tried to make tamagoyakis, I have enjoyed having the rice wine, the muting, rice wine vinegar in my eggs. Makes a nice difference. So that's a fun thing to add too. CB's going to be right back. Jen is also outlining. I think several of us are in the either outlining or revision or both stages at this point. CB says, I forgot to take the beef out of the freezer. Oh no, if I do it now, I can defrost overnight in the fridge and you'll take it out in the morning and let it finish. Yes, I approve of this plan. Screenwriter's Journey says, thanks for all the sprints. I haven't quite finished the script rewrite, but I should be able to by the end of the afternoon. Good, I'm glad. And yeah, since you're on the West Coast, you still have a couple more hours. Stacy says, you're scatterbrained tonight. You may try to get some work done in Julie's sprints. Yes. Yes. And speaking of sprints, at the top of the chat should be the tiny URL for the spreadsheet. Again, I'm going to zoom in because I know I'm going to have to zoom in. So today is the 26th, And let me zoom one more time. I just checked and saw that Morgan is indeed streaming today. So you have Morgan is now on, Creative Sprints is on. Revised Writer starts in about 2 minutes. Paper Tiger comes on again at 6:45. Julie and Rebecca and Word Nerds at 8, as well as Rebecca. Oh, Rebecca's on there twice. Oopsies. My bad. I think one of those was me. And then Amy at 9:20 and Jen at 10, but that has not been scheduled yet. So there are those are all Eastern times. And if you want to do the conversion, you have those mostly filled out anyway. So yeah. So again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, etc. to all of those who you are enjoying the sprinty sprints with. And yeah. Ooh, Wild Duck says, I think I may take a short walk in a bit. Yes, I might as well try and sneak one in before dinner time. But yeah, so fun times. Don't forget to enjoy your writing, and don't forget to save your writing. Don't lose any of it. And I will see y'all tomorrow at 1, 2, 3 Eastern. I'm still in shock that February is coming to an end in 2 days. So, yeah. So have fun. Don't forget to save, and I will see y'all soon. All right. Bye.